I personally, generally, I could say in front of God, bro, I be trying to see everybody do good because there's enough in this world for everybody to do
For
good.
everybody, yep.
There's enough for everybody to do good, bro.
They need more of us. There's too many
It's
bad people
crazy
out there. We need more good people on this side.
in this world,
Yeah.
man. But that's what we got to keep grinding.
Yep. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to This is Nino TV. Ya estamos de nuevo aquí. I want to give a huge shout out to my people from Invictus Podcast Studio here in Coconut Creek. If you're looking for a studio to rent and put out some good content, they have a studio ready for you, user friendly. So if you're looking for a studio to make some content, make sure you follow them on Instagram and book your appointment for your next episode. Today's we have a special guest from the area of Boca Raton, a barber that's been in the game for a while, been signed with multiple different companies in the industry, and he's gonna give us a little bit about his story, talking about his journey and all these different companies and the different places that they've taken him, and overall how it's been in the industry for him. All right. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to all of those that hit like, that subscribe, and shared all the previous episodes. If you can keep showing love, I would greatly appreciate it. Follow us on Instagram at This Is Nino TV. This is Nino TV on IG. So you can get the latest episodes that are coming. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel. Share it and let your friends know that we're having some dope content. All right. So let's get started with my man, Herb. What's going on, Herb the barber in the house? Make sure to check him out on Instagram.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Herb? How you doing?
Appreciate you for having me here, man.
Hey, Herb, man. Thank you for coming on today. I know that you were super busy today. Like you were telling me, you came from far to come and give a little bit of your time, right? So I appreciate that. I take that respectfly, because not everybody. You could have been doing something else, right? Something better with your time. But let's get into it. A little bit about your story. So the people get to know who is Herb. Who is Herb, and why do we have him here on the channel? And This is Nino TV.
So my name is Herb Delgado, also known as on Instagram Herb the Barber. Like I said, once again, Nino, appreciate you for having me on your channel.
Yes, sir.
A little bit about me. Been cutting since I've been 14, from the clippers under the cabinet to now I'm 37, and I never thought we'd be sitting here doing a podcast together,
Well, that's why they say work hard and you never know where you fall, right? Shoot for the moon and you might fall on the stars, and hopefully this will be a star moment for you and a career. So it gets you open doors for something else, right?
Right.
That's always been the motive of why we're doing stuff, to be able to open up opportunities for people, share their stories. Somebody else might get inspired by your story, and an opportunity might come up. Another podcast might want to hear a little bit more about your story, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what the platform is for. So like I said, I'm grateful, man, to just have you on here. So talk to us about your shop. I know you're out in Boca Raton.
Yeah, I own Straight Edge Barbershop right at Boca Raton, which is in downtown area, and been there since 2017. And it's We go through struggles, go
Yeah.
through better times, go through laughs, go through sentimental things,
That's
and
part of business, man. That's part of growth, right?
right,
It's tough. It's tough. A lot of people think that being in business, oh, it's all about making the money. There's more sacrifices
for sure,
than there is that you make money, especially at the beginning, right? Getting over that hump and really try to make it happen to where it's successful, so that way the people that come on board are able to eat from the stuff the hard work that you put in, right?
right.
So I'm glad, man, you got over COVID, obviously
Oh,
2017.
that was tough. That was tough.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Going, that's pretty a verge of an early start.
Yeah, that was one of those toughest situations that I've been through, to be honest. Cause I heard a lot of people, oh, we'll still cut you, and to be honest with you, I did not cut not one person. And the only person that I want to say that I actually cut was my dad at the time, because he was going through the whole cancer situation, and that's when he was alive. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
he passed 3 years ago, and I said I can't afford to get any type of medical situations and bring it onto my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't cut nobody. And to be honest with you, I just kept it at that and kept the shop closed the whole time for 2 months.
For 2 months. Wow.
Which
So I was talking about on a podcast earlier before you came on, right? About COVID, right? And how barbers got together,
yep,
how they got together and they started ranting about how we were what was it that they called it? That we were essential,
all essentials.
right?
Yep,
That we were essential because for a lot of people, you had doctors and you had cops and you had lawyers that needed to have haircuts, right, to be able to
for
represent
sure.
in certain places. So it showed a lot that barbers were essential, right? And same way that we were fighting back then, I feel like a lot of barbers have forgotten about that situation, about that time. That wasn't what I brought you on today for, right? But since we're already talking
No, of
about the
course.
topic,
Don't worry
I
about it.
spoke about it earlier, so I just wanted to refresh and be like, um, I feel like more barbers should be fighting for the right and to be able to, because look, they closed us for 2 months because we
Yep.
weren't essential. What if we fall in that situation again? I feel like there's a lot of guys that wouldn't make it through,
Yeah, that's for
right?
sure. Especially at times like this.
Now, yes, I agree. People might say, "Oh, that wasn't too long ago." But 4 years, 4 years. You look 4 years back, we were in different times, and with the economy that we have today, it would be really, really tough to go to a situation like that
For
again.
sure. And there's still people that are affected from it
Yeah,
to this day.
and they're still trying to,
Yeah.
like push forward. I know a lot of businesses that closed after that, and the economy was still in a better position than what it is today. So, I mean, it would be a tough one to
Yeah.
be able to handle something like that. Um, but obviously, I know you're signed with certain companies. You said you've been in the game how long?
Well, as a hobby, it started off when I was 14 years
14.
old,
Mm-hmm.
cutting the friends from
Yep.
school and stuff like that. Then I want to say probably about 10 years ago, I said, you know what? I decided to move from Cleveland, Ohio, which all that started back in Ohio, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. And, cutting out the basement, grinding. I'm a big car guy. So, I was always into cars and stuff like that. And I never really thought that barbering was going to be like my actual career. I went to college for high performance and graphics and painting and all for cars, and the drag scene or whatnot.
Mm.
And just from cutting, I said, wow, like I'm really gonna move forward with this in the industry. That's when I went to barber college, and I said, all right, I gotta be legit. I can't be no more underground if I'm gonna have a shop. And that was let me see, back in 2015. From 2015 to 17, I jumped and I started saving, bro, and
And took the leap.
yeah, it came sooner than what it's supposed to, cause I was like on the grind,
Mm-hmm.
like from going to school full time and trying to work. I even found myself freaking. I'm honest, bro. You know, like people see you in the shows and they think like you don't go through struggles.
Yeah.
Man, I had a scrap metal, pick up things from the road. I even did a freaking yard sale from picking up stuff while I'm trying to get a license, which is things that nobody really see.
Yeah.
You know, and we all got to go through some
Everybody
type of
sees the
struggles.
glory, nobody sees the pain, right?
Exactly. So like those are things that now that you have me on here, that I, to be honest, is probably the first time that I said it ever to get it out there in the industry. And I'm not afraid to say it because you need to go through those situations in life, whatever situations you go through to go on to the next step, right?
Yeah.
So,
So especially when you go through situations like that, I think you value the point of where you're at and that moment, or right after when you're reaping what you sowed, right? I think you appreciate it a little bit more. You don't take it
100%.
lightly, like a lot of people would, right? That don't go through the pains. And throughout that, I've seen that's a career change amazingly, right? Davo.
Yeah, for sure.
Davo has spoke highly about you. He said
It's
that, you
my
know, he
man,
says,
bro.
man, I met him out in
Cleveland.
Cleveland. You
Yeah.
know, Santana also met you out in Cleveland. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, and I remember when I first met you, he said, "Oh, he's part of." I seen you working with Barber Strong at the
Yeah, yeah,
time.
at the time,
But
yeah.
and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." He said, "Yeah, man, it's crazy."
That was
And
years ago too.
yeah, that was years back in
Yeah.
like almost 17, I think it was, or
Yeah.
18. You were out and working with Barber Strong, and he's
Yeah.
like, man, it's crazy how he just started doing his stuff, and look at him now. He got opportunities. And look at you now. Now you got you're working with Babyless. You know, Babyless doesn't take just anybody, right?
Yeah,
They're
that's
highly about who they really bring on the
more like a
team.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're highly about who they bring on the team. They just don't bring just anybody, right? According to what I've seen, at least
Yeah, it's
the
true.
little that I know. They've always had like heavy hitters, people like Vic Blends, you know, Jay Mayers. You're working now close to like Sophie, who you know, Dennis, which is a big key of Babyless, right? I would
sure.
say there's so many big names in that company that you look back and you're like, man, everything that I went through, like I suffered, but it was worth it.
Right.
You might still not be where you want to be,
Yeah, facts.
or you know, or what your ending goal is, which we can speak about that in a few, right? What's the ending goal? What's your goal? You know, because I'm a big believer. If you speak it into the universe, you're gonna attract that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you might not be where you want to be, but I feel like you're in a really good spot, and if you utilize that moment, you'll be in the direction that you really want to be, because you got heavy people around you. You're working with some good people. So tell us a little bit about how you got those opportunities. You know, because I mean, 2017. Now you're in the game with these people.
Yeah.
Probably people are asking, well, how do you do that? How do you get there?
Man, you know what? Like, that's when social media was like, you know, starting to get the movement, but now it's different. Like even people be looking like, oh, I want to get this amount of followers, this, that, you know. And it's like at the time we all go through that. I feel that stage to where you know,
That
the
phase.
hype, that phase, you know.
Yep.
And then not for nothing, that's why now I don't even post as much, you know, because you start realizing what matters the most in life.
Yeah.
You know. And to be honest with you, when I got with Barber Strong, shout out to Lee from Barbershop Connect, which is the founder of BarberCon.
BarberCon, yeah.
He started noticing me back in like 2015, 2016. I was consistently posting, and then he would notice me until I ended up meeting him at a show. I would go to the shows up in New York, which is where he's from, where he started off at, and he started giving me opportunities and speaking highly of me to different companies, not just Barberstrong now. It was different companies and product companies, you know. And I started getting gigs like that. And until I got connected with Barberstrong, next thing you know, I'm showcasing for the company, going to the shows, you know, and showcasing. And then from there, I started saying, you know what? Like, I noticed, like, I work with Patty Cuts at my shop. And then I remember when he got picked up by the team. And I said, wow, to me it was like, wow, that's just such an amazing team. Like, I seen the bond that they created. The team was a little
And that's
smaller.
that's when they were creating it, like when
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah, it was starting to get more movement back when Robert the Original was on there, you know. And so I started seeing the movement, the whole education team, how they would do when they would do the meetings, you know. And then I said, you know what? It's time to grind. So I thank God, like, you know, I never seen Patty as a competition for me next to me. I would get inspired by him, which that's one thing that I like to talk about is get inspired from the people who are in these platforms, right? Because sometimes, not for nothing, but some people would be like, oh, I could do it better than that, or don't look at it like that. Get inspiration from it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I used to get inspired from seeing Patty, from seeing the other people on the team, from seeing Dennis himself used to be on stage educating. And I said, wow, you know what? If I see these guys doing it, I got inspired and I wanted to do the same thing. And I like to share what I know or the things that I learn as I go, right? Because we all still learning. And I kept on posting. Next thing you know, I said, you know what I have to do to be able to get with Babyless, right? And to be honest with you, it's not easy because I had to invest in going to all these shows in whatever states they were at.
just to show that you were present.
Exactly. So I would show literally that I was present, but I didn't. I would go around the show, but I dedicated myself to Babyless right there. You know, I would be standing right in front of that stage, and I would say, "I'm present." And not only that, I will come here and say, and I'm shaking their hands, literally to every single body in the team, everybody in the team. I'm sorry, and I would literally give my own time. I would sit here and just say, you know what, I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, because that's the key, whatever it takes, right? And I wasn't just doing it just to do it. You know, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
You got to do it with your heart, too. It doesn't mean because, you know, you're trying to get with a certain company or certain thing, just do things just to do it. You know?
Believe, I think to the point to where you're going is, I feel like you believed in the company already
100%.
without them having to give you a reason why to believe in them, which is what happens a lot of time. A lot of people are doing it because of the hype, like you said. They're doing it for the wrong reasons. They want to be a part of something without really, like, I see it, bro. I see it all the time. I see it's one of the biggest conversations that happens that I hear in the barbershops or in when I go to shows is like, oh man, there's certain people, like this guy was vouching for this clipper company. Now he's vouching for this other clipper company.
It's true.
Now all of a sudden, so where's the credibility into being able to even trust? Like, why should I follow what that person is selling when he really doesn't believe in what he has in his hands?
Right.
He's only there because he's just, you know, for the clout or whatever. And you demonstrated that to them, according to what it sounds to me.
And
right?
especially like the way they treated me, you know, and I wasn't even part of the team. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, I kept going, and keep in mind, this was years of work without being part of the team. You know, some years I got on the team and I got the news in 2019. And which, you know, as we've been talking earlier, you know, 2016, 2017, you know, it was years of putting in work.
Yeah.
And
letting yourself be noticed.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, like we're being straight up forward. You know, I had, and it hurts me, but at the same time, it doesn't, because my dad will see me, right? And my dad will be like, Papi, you keep putting all this money on all these shows. You're going to all these shows, you know? And, like, he would only see my family, right? Mm-hmm. Like, my kids.
Being left behind.
Yeah, you know, the wifey and all that. And he sees me that I'm leaving, and he sees that I'm leaving them behind. But I knew in myself that this is something, sometimes you got to do what you have to do, what you think. Because if I was to go by what my dad said at that moment, I would have probably stopped, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't give up. I said, you know what? I can't give up. I kept telling my wife, I can't. She said, do what you think. You know, like, I would have arguments about it because he would think I leave my kids behind And it hurts me because, sorry, bro.
No, I hear you.
It hurts me because I knew he had mad love for me.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was like, man, like, I just got to keep pushing. You know, I got to keep pushing. And I kept pushing, and I kept going to these shows and going to Babyless until, bro, when I gave that news to my dad, I still got the picture, bro. Oh, when he gave me the biggest hug ever, he was like, wow, like, now I know,
I know.
the grind that you was taking, the you know, the determination to keep going, that you believe in yourself. Because my dad was that person that he always, like, he had all these ideas, but he never moved forward because he was scared. And that fear. And I showed him that I didn't have that fear, and I kept on until it came
true.
It came true, and it's crazy, bro.
But the dope thing about
Sorry,
it is,
brother.
no, you're good. You're good. Listen, at least you're being transparent. The people are seeing that you're being transparent. I mean, he got to see you. He got to see the vision that you had reflected. And most importantly, man, you weren't wasting your time. He probably thought you were wasting your time because you were leaving your family behind. But salute to your wife. You know, to wifey.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? That she
hold it down.
She was patient. And sometimes we feel like, man, we can't. If we're going to these shows, we got to make it count. And I feel like a lot of people are doing the same thing. They're not making it count. So now you're sacrificing time from your family. You're doing all this. You're spending money. And
It ain't
you're
just
not making
party.
it count. So I did that mistake. Me personally, I did that mistake for a while. You know, I was obviously, for those you see me
got
on stage.
family as well.
I got family. I'm a
You be here.
father of 3 kids. You know, and I'm sacrificing, man. I'm here. Look, right now, I took this trip. I haven't slept. I haven't been at home for the last 3 days. You know, just trying to work something off, right? But I was that guy that I felt that I wasn't. I had to take a break at some point because I felt that I wasn't taking advantage of the moment. I felt like I was being taken advantage of and not taking advantage of the moment, right? I was sacrificing time from the family for the wrong reason. Like I was not getting nowhere at some point. So sometimes you got to reevaluate yourself in that situation.
sure.
And in your case, you know, your dad was evaluating your situation. He was telling you, but you said, "No, Dad, I got this." You know, he wasn't seeing your vision.
Right.
Your vision was clear.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he wasn't seeing it because he's not supposed to see it.
Right.
Right. But you knew what you wanted, and look, you reaped what you sowed. You put in the work, and you made it count. Look at you now. And now, you know, you've been able to travel with these companies, you know, and do the things that you want to do.
Right. Yeah. It's.
Are you searching for a barbershop with top-tier barbers who mastered the art of perfect haircut? If you're in the Tampa Bay area or near Spring Hill, Florida, look no further than Da Vinci's Barber Studio. With 12 highly skilled and versatile barbers, they're ready to take care of you with just a click of a button. Simply scan the barcode on your screen, browse through the portfolio of haircuts, and choose your favorite barber. Booking is available anytime, 24/7, making it easier than ever to lock your next appointment. At Da Vinci's Barber Studio, you're guaranteed exceptional service like no other, so why wait? Book now and experience the difference.
Being able to come to a show or anything like that, but you know, I'm just proud that I was able to prove to my own dad that it's possible and why I did it for, you know, and it's just a better for the family.
And if you ask me, it's time to kick in 5th gear, baby.
Oh man,
now you know that can't go in vain. Now it's time to bring it up a notch, you know, and get together with those peers that you have around you, because you got some heavy hitters, and find out what's the next plan, man. Your dad's seen you, but he's still overlooking on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You still got stuff to prove, but not you know, for yourself.
For myself, 100%.
You know what I mean? But
100%.
Kick it up a notch.
Not only for myself, but I'm trying to push my kids to do better. That you can't give up on stuff, you know, because now this generation is very different.
Yeah.
Very different and tough, you know, and you know, we coming across to a time that things are being handed to, and They gotta put understanding that things are not handed to. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason for everyone. And what changes it? Our mindset, you know? And everybody's on in their place for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
And going back to the situation of Babyless, you know, once I got on, I wanted it so much that then when I got on, I'm like, oh man, like I'm about to go up on stage in front of all these people. I'm just being honest.
It was
I'm
different.
being real.
It was different. Hit different.
Oh, it is different, bro. Because, you know, it's not the same educating, you know, little classes here, you know, barber college here, to you're in front of different levels of terminology of people here.
Biggest shows.
Yeah, at the shows. And I said, you know, besides, you know, because those are little steps. And I went to the big company of the industry.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? When you catch yourself sometimes and you say, wow, I'm here. But, oh my God, you know what I mean? And you catch yourself and you said, man, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? How am I doing? Am I doing all right? Am I giving the proper information?
Yeah. Am I up to the
You know?
notch? You know, where everybody's accepting what I'm saying or what I'm doing.
But you know what I noticed?
But that built character in you.
100%.
That made you a bigger person, because now it's like you had to get yourself in an uncomfortable situation
100%.
to put yourself to where, okay, I got this. I'm rolling with the big dogs, and they're gonna believe in me.
Yeah, believe it or not,
Yeah.
I would listen. I'll say it straightforward. I'm not a perfect speaker when I get up there, and I still say it to this day. I'm still learning. I still got to go to Toastmaster classes. I still got to, you know, we're still picking up. But the ability that I had was with Babyless, that they tell me, when they tell you be yourself, I say, you know what? I'm going to be myself. I ain't got to be up here. I'm going to just be myself.
You're not clout chasing.
Yeah, I'm just being me.
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest, that's been the best thing that I have done, man, is being me and not trying to, you know, not trying to be like I'm up there with a tuxedo or anything, you know what I mean? And how I feel comfortable and just, you know, try to show what I know.
And I've seen it, bro. You've always been so humble. I see you at different events.
No,
and not only with me, I see you with other people. I've even seen students approach you, and you're always helpful. You're always wanting to help somebody no matter what, even if it's not part of your job description. Like I last premiere, I was out there and I said, "Hey man, I got a problem with one of my clippers. I don't know if I should call it in." And you said, "No, hey, listen, bro. Talk to Dennis. We got you. We get it figured out." Da da da. And you went out of your way and you helped me out with getting that that clipper.
That's the whole idea,
you know what
bro.
I mean? So and I see the authenticity. And even before that, when I met you years ago, back like I said, when you were a barbershop, always very humble. And, you know,
Appreciate
that's cool.
that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and we need more people like you in the industry.
We expect this sometimes, and we got to learn that we can't.
We can't. Everybody's different.
That's the toughest thing, man. Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's different. But when you were talking about Babyless telling you that to be yourself, do they work with you guys in certain things to where like you guys get certain seminars? Because I know Babyless is a little different from other companies.
Yeah.
So where they do team retreats and stuff like that, according to what I've heard. So their culture is more like a family oriented culture, which is pretty dope. I like that. So do they help you? Do they prepare you to be to be a better speaker, or how does it work with them?
So we had a retreat, they call it.
A retreat, yes.
Excuse me. And so we get the whole team there. And then basically we went through everything, man. We had Toastmasters, we had public speaking, we had to learning from a whole blow dryer opened up, clippers opened up, different type of engines, different type of materials throughout the whole theory, basically. A whole event, a whole weekend just dedicated to training, basically. And which is supposed to be every year. After COVID, things changed, you know?
Yeah.
Things changed, but that's like the most necessity thing, because now we need to know how to like bond with our team too. Like, you know, like you said, like family,
Family.
you know? So it wasn't just training. It was, working together, doing contests together. I don't know if you've seen that type of content that we put up. We had a contest like going against each other, literally,
Yeah, I seen that.
as teams, which that was awesome, man. And you motivate each other, but it's so great to see that because in one whole room having all these different mindsets that are trying to get better and elevate, is great, man. And it changes you, like to be better and not give up, to
Yeah.
continue.
Do you feel like the team helps
Oh,
the
for sure.
people that you have around you?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
pretty
That's
sure.
like something that they try to maintain, maintain peace within the team. Obviously, nobody's perfect. Everybody got different ways of thinking.
Yeah,
things,
not everybody's gonna like each other.
It's just.
It
But at the
happens.
end of the day, it's still
whatever.
it's work, and
Mhm.
we're just trying to give the best of knowledge that we have, and make the best of it. Obviously, me personally, I'm more on the mellow side, trying to be cool, trying to have a good time, laugh, and it's good to laugh. You know what I mean? So me, I'm always trying to have a good time and have thicker skin.
That's crazy. Nah, man, Babyless is an awesome company. I see them all the time doing crazy stuff that other companies not doing. I'm not saying I'm not trying to knock on nobody, right? But I like their culture. I like the group of people that they have. I like what they stand for.
No, for sure.
And I think that's dope. When I heard that they were doing like retreats, I'm like, man, the industry needs more of that, man. Like they should be doing more stuff to where.
And I'm pretty sure everybody does. Sorry to cut
Yeah.
you off. I'm pretty sure people do different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like because everybody thinks
Yeah,
different.
but some things are unknown. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of people don't know what they're missing out. A lot of people don't know. Like you don't know what you don't know is what they say, right? So that's why I'm asking the question because for a lot of people this might be brand new
you're right.
information. Like wow, I didn't know that they did that. So for me, it was like, man, that's pretty cool because now it's like. With what purpose are we going to these shows? With what purpose? I feel like a lot of people feel lost. And look at you. You at one point you felt lost, but you were certain about what you wanted.
Right.
You were certain about what you wanted, and look, then comes and you came in at a good time to where Babyless started saying, okay, we're gonna make a group of barbers because I remember they were just focused on stylists at one point.
Yeah.
Then they said, I'm gonna get we're gonna make a group of barbers and we're gonna make this happen. If you wouldn't have been there, you probably would have missed out on the opportunity. Because I'm pretty sure, right now in this day and age, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to get in.
For sure.
I mean, it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible.
No, it's not.
But I don't think Babyless is one of those companies to where they're actually looking for people every day to join. Like, some of these products company to where they want you to praise their stuff to be part of their company.
It's crazy to say.
Babyless doesn't need that anymore. They're well known.
Like in the nation, I think it's only in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like 30-something barbers total. It sounds like a big number, but to me,
it's not.
50 states. That's So
only regional. They stay regional. I mean, they stay national, right? They don't
for the national barbers. It's 30 about, I don't know, I don't want to give you the wrong number, but 30 plus.
Hopefully we can get Dennis or somebody on here from Babyless, right? To answer
the
real, go deeper
questions.
into stuff like that. And I told you, one of my goals is to be able to one day have them and come on the channel. And
Dennis is great, bro. I'm pretty sure he'll come on here. He would love to actually do this, have a conversation with you because he's basically one of the men of the engineering now.
Yeah.
So he went from education to being the man behind the scenes that nobody sees now,
So I remember when they came out with the FX, I was watching Dennis doing, coming up, and I seen him a couple times on videos and some of the colleagues in the industry recording him coming to barbershops and really figuring out what it is that barbers wanted, what was working for barbers, and like. I like that. I think that was pretty dope. I think they were the only ones that really took that homework to find out what is it that barbers wanted. And Dennis is a responsible man for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
He you know what it is? He used all like he would out of the team, out of the nation, they would say, okay, this guy could test this guy could test that, because they could put anything together in the office, but it's not the same when you're doing 10 plus haircuts a day
Yeah.
in a shop, you know. And they would see, okay, who does the most, and all right, we got this guy, we got this guy, we got this guy, we got prototypes coming out. Boom, you know, like when the FX line before it came out, we've been tried that a long time ago. You know, I want to say maybe about a year before.
Yeah, I remember, because I remember seeing Basio posting about it, where he ended up getting one of the prototypes and he was getting feedback for some of the barbers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
That was pretty cool.
So it's like to be able to do that is like, man, it's an amazing feeling, because like not only you have to really be true to the answers, because they don't want to just to be, oh, I'm part of Babyliss. Oh man, this is amazing. No, they want to hear what the true story,
what the feedback is.
What's wrong with this? Why is it not doing this?
What can we fix?
What can we make better?
Yes.
You know, and that's one thing with Dennis. You know, he stays with the innovation.
They were looking for the problem to create a solution to
Exactly.
it. Yeah, problem solving, right?
Dennis and Brad.
That's dope.
And two great people that are behind the scenes that nobody sees, and you know, and they keep coming out with things, and I know there's more surprises.
Like I said, man, I've been quiet for years, but I've been watching. I'm a person that I pay attention a lot. I pay a lot of attention, and obviously, I don't have a relationship with Dennis. So if I did say anything that's not true, I apologize. I only no, right. So I only know as much as I really know sometimes, but I pay very good attention. I'm that type of person that I pay attention to the surroundings, but Babyliss is doing great things, and I think you know that, right? Because you're part of the team. Now, you were saying something else earlier, right? That you don't like doing content. So we all know that in this industry, these companies want to work with people that are always doing content to stay relevant. You're not doing as much content as you said that you don't do.
But I should.
How do you stay relevant? How does a company say, well, you know, you're not doing this for us, you know, it's not helping helping our business. Is that something that Babyliss really doesn't care?
No, I mean, not that they don't care, you know, because obviously, I'm pretty sure you're starting to see, you know, they're starting to have like influencers here, influencers there. You know, it's not that they're part of the Babyliss. It's just they're seeing their platform.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
They got different people for different things.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's creating different crowds from everywhere, you know, because like when you're dedicated for content, it's not that I don't like content. I love it. But it's a whole nother job, as we know. Look at what you're doing here. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a whole nother job from you being behind a chair. So it takes a lot of time and investing, you know, and that's one thing that I want to say. During COVID, Babyliss was really trying to help the whole team to maintain and creating content and saying, okay, what can we do to help you stay afloat if you ain't got no type of income coming in from behind the chair? That's when content came in, you know? So that's one thing. I give a big shout out to them. I'm not just here to highly speak for them because I work for them. I'm just being honest, you know, and they were sitting here and they're blessing us for each individual content that will come out, you know? So those are things that obviously, I mean, you know, this is different times now that the economy is not the same.
Yeah.
You know? So when the economy is not the same, we can't sit here and keep trying to, you know, paying that guy, paying that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but we could be present at a show, you know, or have a booth here, or have a stage here. So that's why all these different influencers are starting to come in and being able to help out the industry, you know.
Awesome. Yeah. Talking about the influencers, right? What was your favorite influence clipper?
My favorite one?
Yeah, that you say that, man, that colorway or that was a dope.
I mean, they're all great, but I mean,
I don't want to put you in trouble, right? I didn't mean to put you in the spot where I'm gonna make you pick in between, you know, your guys or whatever.
Great.
I just thought about it. I said, man, because you know, I know that they did that with a purpose. The people were gonna buy their favorite influence clipper, and I think that was dope.
For sure.
from Babyliss. I think that was kind of something that the people look forward to, because I remember,
100%.
I bought the Los Cutters clippers.
Yeah.
And then I got the Frank the Barber.
Oh, for
and,
sure.
And the patty cuts. Everybody was, and then Pacino's got his. Oh yeah, I got the Pacino. He looked like his Lambo.
You're right. Pacino's came out with the blue one. Yeah. Nah, I mean, I was a big Patty Cuts guy. You know, I mean, that's my brother, man. Like we worked together next to each other for so long that I seen the process before it came.
Yep.
Picking colors to wait, no, this is not the color. No, I don't like this color. No, oh no, then it's not that color. You know?
Yeah.
Get into the right situation, how the box looked.
Yeah.
To little details, to oh no, this doesn't the right message, and you know, and he said he looked at a little cocky in there more than way. But you know, he made it work. They made it work, and yeah, man, I still got it hanged up. I mean, the sun kind of killed the color, but I still got it there, bro.
Yeah, man. Me personally, I ended up buying Frank the Barber trimmer just cause, you know,
The colors.
Yeah, the colors.
100%.
And you know, being close to home, he was always at the shows with us, at the local shows. So I felt like I didn't know if they were even getting a percentage off of those influence clippers or not. But I said, I'm gonna buy it just in case he is. You know, I could contribute to my boy. You know what I mean? So show some love. So like I said, I don't know if they were getting paid. I
mean that's part of the whole thing of when it comes to what you were saying.
Yeah.
To the following, to see where the market's at, to see how they sell, to see how much they push, you know, because obviously it's kind of like, okay, you put your face on something, and it's like they're gonna market it the most, you know, his fans, you know, who follows him, you know, or Patty himself, or Lowe's, or Frank, you know. Long story short about that, they came out with the new color wave now. You seen that with the FX1?
Yeah, I seen that.
And
them pastel colors and stuff like that are fire.
So like the way that started, it was because I talked to one of our engineers, right? I'm very close with him, which is things that nobody really know. And it's like, you know, the red one, the red,
yeah,
all red.
Yeah.
The FX1.
That was the second one that came out.
With
you had the gray and blue, and then the red one came out, all red.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So when that one came out, that's when right before I told
it was gray and blue, and then you had the gold on the FX1s. You had the gold and black ones with the matte black, and then the red one came out as well.
Yeah. So that new line, which was the gray after the gray, with the blue blade on it.
Yeah,
with
that's
the MIM blade.
That's the Babyliss
FX.
Low Pros. Yep.
So, long story short, with that, I was literally in Vegas at one of the events, which was for the launch of the actual FX1. And I'm starting to talk to Brad. And I was like, "Yo, you got to come up with this red, bro."
Everybody went crazy with it.
And then he was like, "Oh, but how should I do it?" And I'm starting to tell him, "Look, you got to do this color, the screws black, the letters black, the actual housing, the back part in red, not just the cover."
Yeah, not like matte. The other one. There was red with the black.
You know why I said that though? Because you remember the first Ferraris that came out, the FX3.
Oh yeah.
So when Babyliss took off was when the first red one came out. And then when that red one came out, I said, you know what, we got to bring this back. And then he was like, you know what, Herb, I'm going to go with what you said. He sent me the first one that he made in production. He sent it to me. I wasn't an influencer, but I was all right with it. Yeah. Just because in my mind, I'm like, wow, like he went with what I said. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It was part, you gave a part of that innovation, that part of
it was amazing. And I was like, man, just to have it in my hand. He was like, you got the first one. Literally his prototype was the one. He was like, I'm gonna send it to you because you got to be the first one. You came up with the idea. And I was like, do the blade black, do it just like that, you're gonna see this. And they said, you know what, they said it was one of the number one selling ones for Babyliss, the red one. When he told me that, I was like, man, look, I
The
Escalofrío.
chill,
Yo,
yeah,
I had the chills, bro. And I was like, bro, like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah. I remember
amazing.
everybody was hyped when it came out because some people were like, "Man, but I just bought the gray and blue one." You know what I mean? And then the red one came out, and everybody started like buying it, and because it was dope, it was really, really dope, and it just seemed different
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
the gray one was there, but it wasn't all gray. It
Right,
had
right,
the
right.
black.
And
It
the
had the
black in
black
the
on the
back.
back.
Right,
So
right.
when the red one came out, I was like, "Yo, this
The
is
whole,
dope."
yeah,
The
the whole
whole thing.
housing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now look at that now. Now they have a whole bunch
The
where
whole
they're all,
different collection. Yeah. Amazing.
so that's dope. I like Babyless, man. I think Babyless went fire with that new blade that they came on the
Oh,
under.
it's amazing. Yeah, the MIM blade.
Yep, that's a fire blade. I think you hurry a lot. Like you get through the process a lot
Right,
faster.
right, right.
So now that we know that the people know that you're with Babyless, that you're with other companies. What are some dope experiences that you had with this company? I know you. They probably sent you different places. I know you. I seen you at CT Barber Expo. I'm pretty sure that's paid for by them
Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
They take good care of you guys.
Yeah, my most is being international. I never thought in my life that I would be leaving the US to actually do education. You know, when I'm not gonna lie to you, I sat in my hotel room. I broke down, bro, like a little baby.
I bet,
I
man.
broke down. I was like, wow. My first one was the Peru, which was not even a couple months ago, and then 3 weeks ago, yeah, October 1st, I went to Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
But from the first one, the next one came in, and I said, wow, like it was amazing experience. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work.
What part of Colombia? What part of Colombia? You guys?
Bogota.
Bogota. Also, you guys went to Expo. No, ese no es el Expo Belleza. Ese Expo Bogotá.
Yeah, it was Conferias, it was
Oh,
called,
okay,
the
okay.
place. Um, and that's another thing, man. People see international, man, and they be like, it was a lot of work, bro. I never been to a show that I had to work 5 days straight. 5 days straight. You already know how the
Yeah,
shows are
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's two, a
That's a lot of
typical
work.
1 or 2 days. Over there was 5. And it was a lot of work, bro. A lot of work. But I love the experience and the attention from the people. Like they really show that they were very interested. So when you got that feeling from the people in the crowd, and like people that don't even know you, they'd be like, wow, you just inspired me, or this and that, and I learned this, how you use this, the clipper, this, that, it shows interest.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what, I love that whole experience of when I seen that, because in those countries, like, man, like I noticed that there's not, there's people that are work with the smallest things.
Less resources.
Yeah,
Yep.
with less.
Yep.
And they still keep pushing. Here, I feel like we have everything sometimes, and like you're not so thankful sometimes.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. And then when I felt that, I said, man, that's probably one of the most amazing experiences I had so far. Of course, I mean, I love going to CT Expo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
CT Expo is, come on, it's
But
Super Bowl.
yeah, it's the Super Bowl for barbers.
Yeah,
as
for
they
sure.
Say, right? I've been to CT, and CT's an amazing event. That's an amazing event. I think that's like the headquarters of being able to meet all the barbers that are really killing it in the game, especially for the new generation, right? For the new barbers that are coming up. If you want to be anywhere to meet like a lot of these barbers, that is the event you want to be at.
For sure.
For sure. I can't wait to be able to make it to LV. LV is another one that I'm pretty sure that
Have
they
you made
got,
it there yet? Or
No,
no,
I haven't made it to LV yet.
Oh, that's great too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Vegas
I've been
is
I've been to Vegas, but I've never been to LV. I don't even know if it's big enough yet. I don't think it's comparable yet to CT Barber Expo.
No, it's not the same.
Not yet.
CT. Jay's very
Yeah, but
smart guy.
it's pretty cool to see East Coast, East Coast and then the West Coast doing different.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the works are different too.
Yeah, for sure. Because you got different crowds
Yeah.
too. You got different crowds, like you said, East Coast and West Coast.
Now with Jay Majors, what you were saying?
No, that he's a smart guy, man. He's very talented, and he likes to help out people, and making sure that we all, if he sees that you're hungry, he's gonna put you on that platform too,
Mm-hmm.
But like it is, you got to do whatever it takes at this point, to try to elevate yourself, or whether it's for you, your family, what And he's a big family guy, so he's.
Mm-hmm.
I see that's very important.
And Jay always, Jay seems like a very, when a lot of people look at him, he seems like a really strict person, but
He
he's
has a
cool.
lot on his
Yeah.
shoulder.
Definitely in this industry, you got too many people that are trying to jump on you too, and try to get the most off of you without even trying to put in the work. So I think what's your speech about that? Because I know you go to a whole bunch of different events. Barbers are egotistic,
Yeah,
big
yeah,
time. There's a lot of ego. Sometimes it might rub off of ego for some people too, but I don't think I think it's not ego for them. It's more of protecting themselves from their surroundings,
yeah, yeah.
right? So a person like like Jay Major, some of these people that are big in the industry. What do you feel that?
Like
I don't know if you understand my question. I don't know if I was able to
I
reflect.
get
'Cause
what
I'm
you're
not trying to
saying.
get it like too political with it.
No, like I get what you're saying, because some people will see how Jay walks,
Yeah.
and if they don't know him, they're gonna get a whole different feeling of
Yeah.
who he is until you actually know him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've known Jay after closing out the show and during the show.
Mm-hmm.
Two different animals. It's kind of like when you put two fighters in the cage, and they're out the cage, totally different person.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. It's the same thing in a different concept. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when you put Jay in the cage, what I mean by the cage is his show, he's under pressure.
Yeah.
So he's a different guy. He's got to stay focused. If he's not focused, everything's going to go to crap. So I understand that, when you're under that pressure, you got to stay focused in what you're doing, because if you don't stay focused, what's going to happen, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to fall apart, So I get it why sometimes he'll come off of you a certain way. Why? Because he's in his cage.
Yep.
So if I come out and be like, Jay, yo, and he'd be like, yo, my man, he's in his cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You just got to take it like a man, and just have respect for it, and be like, you know what? It's not the time. It's not the time.
Yep.
It's not the right time. But as soon as he clocks out, I still remember, literally after CT Expo, the last one, he clocked out, show's over. He was like, man, thank God. Like now is when I see him, when he was like, chilling, taking off his jacket, having a conversation. I'm ready to go have some food, or see my wife and his kids, So that's when you see the difference.
Yeah, it's different.
Because you got weight in your back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you got that weight, man, it's tough, like everybody else. And it's not that they're acting a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
They're at a different bracket. They're on a higher bracket.
Yeah.
So
it's not considering that he's better than anybody,
No.
right? Because I don't see him like that. And like when I say this and I ask you that question, I'm not asking asking it based off of me, because I'm a person that I've seen Jay. I've been on stage in certain events and stuff like that with him, and I see him, I shake his hand, but we've never really got to like really get to connect to a point, because I respect that boundary to where and sometimes it's hard, because it's like, man, I got so many people that I know, and I hear it all the time. Sometimes we got to use our resources, but it's hard, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person out there.
100%.
But I hear it a lot from a lot of the youngins, right? Where they say, "Oh man, this dude, I want to go say hi to him, and I asked him for a picture, and they want to take a picture, or he was serious, or this and that." I'm like, bro, you got to understand, like, these people got to roll. They're running, and they got to protect them. They don't know people.
Exactly.
It feels weird when you're
Exactly.
like, it's like people just saying hi to you, like saying hi to a whole stranger.
Yeah.
Or you're having a picture with somebody just wants a picture for you for what?
Jay,
Prove what?
It's the perfect example that you're talking about, Jay. Because, like, Jay, like I said, I've seen him at the show. I've had him in my chair, my barber chair in the shop here. Literally came to the shop, get a haircut. He's in Miami. He's coming through. He had a summit show over here, Education, Health, and Wealth Summit in Miami. And, you see the difference.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's on his phone and he's moving like every other client, on the phone, picking up every business call, But it's part of the thing, you know. But and then also having a normal conversation. How about when we sitting in a chair? We're not even half of the time. We're not even talking about
Talking.
barbering, bro.
It's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so
We're not
true.
even talking about barbering. We're just talking about life, about cars, about kids, about what we doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like when you see the difference, that's when you really realize what type of person they are. You know, and it's not because, like me personally, I'm with Babyless. I feel like I'm the biggest. No, man, it's just everybody is in a certain place because the mentality. Like I told you earlier, it takes the different mentality. Everybody thinks different, and you're in that situation because you decided to. Because everybody can make it anywhere. You know, if you want to be a pilot, you be a pilot. You just got to go forward with that, right? You want to be the educator, you go.
That person got there because they decided. They're not
Right.
there by mistake. They're there because they decided to get there.
Right.
Right, like you said, if you want to become, anybody can become whatever they want to become.
They just got to
But
take action.
They decided to be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? By taking action. That's how they decided to do it, and it was by taking action, by putting in the footstep little by little, one foot in front of the other,
A ladder.
and making it happen. You know, but it's crazy. A lot of these youngins ain't gonna understand. They just wanna.
Jump in, yeah. So that's and that's the thing that I like to talk about. You say we was going to talk about that. It's like the new generation thinks that you just get out of barber school and right away go into the best barbershop. You know, how about just start off small? You know, work your way there until you be like, okay, I think I can make it there. You know, but sometimes people they just want to jump from 0 to 10, not knowing that you have to go to 1, 2, 3, etc.
Go through the motions.
You know,
Look at you, like you said.
each step is an experience.
Yeah.
And a learning experience at that. You know, like it's not just a normal experience. You learn. You know, that from each. You know, if you fall, you get back up, keep going. You know, so it's tough, man. With this new generation, it's tough. But at the same time, we just got to keep grinding and keep doing forward. You know, what we could do.
So, I know I told you that on the channel I wanted to bring a little bit what I'm focused on bringing on the channel is a little bit of education, right? Educating to the public, not only to the barbers. I don't want to focus just on barbers, right? Because I'm a firm believer that by being open to the public, that's why we named it This Is Nino TV, and not just as a barber podcast or
Right.
or whatever.
I love that.
It's our main goal, right? It's that's the demographics that we really want to hit, because those are where most of my people are from. But since we're talking about, I told you we talked about education. We want to talk about a little bit about barbering and inspiration and stuff like that,
Right.
and goals and where people want to go. And I want to bring a little bit something different. Let's talk to the people watching. What should they expect from Herb in the next 5 years? Or the next coming up year, right? You got 2025 is right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Time is flying, bro.
So what should they expect from Herb? Because if I'm gonna have you on here, I'm a firm believer that, you know what I mean. I'm gonna hold you accountable. I'm that type of, you know.
We're gonna go back to this video one day and be like, wow.
One day you'll be able to look at it and be like, hey man,
For
I
sure.
remember when I said this, and look, we made it happen.
For sure.
That's what I would love from the channel. You know, that one day you're able to look back and be like, man, I remember that day that I spoke in Nino's, you know, on this Nino TV, and look at me now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. To be honest, man, like I said, this whole generation is different. You know, not just people, but you know, economy. Because we want to do so many things. You know, besides being a barber, you know, I wanted to invest, whether it's in properties. You know, I have a few properties, but at the same time, it kind of put like a pause on me, right? To where it's like now it's like if I got this capital right here, I might have to hold on, because it's like I don't know what could happen, or things gonna crash, or things, you know. Keep in mind, you know, I'm not by myself. You know, just like yourself, we got family. So now you kind of think twice. I don't want to say completely all the way fear, but it comes down to it. It is a little fear. You know, you have some fear to where it's like I don't know if I should move forward, but you know, I'm a firm believer and I got to take the step and just say, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. And I haven't said this in public to anybody besides like my clients and stuff like that. But I'm creating a new brand myself that I'm gonna come out with, like a product line that I was coming out with. And I'm saying it because if it's set out there,
Yes, sir.
it's gonna be. I gotta do it.
Yep.
If that makes sense. So I have to do it, and it's gonna just listening to myself after we see this podcast, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna just set that firm belief there and say it's gonna come out, and hopefully, what is it, 2025? I hope we're gonna hit when 2025 comes. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I think I'm doing now. And besides the education and moving forward with Babylist, that we always get good news from them. Yeah, man, and try to grow and bring something different to the industry, and just to better not just myself, but I want to create a team like you're trying to do yourself with this Nino TV. It bring it out to the industry. I want to be able to create a team so we could all elevate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just like how Babylist does, they create a team. If you elevate, we elevate, right? So that's how I see it. So if I could create that, that'd be great,
It'd be awesome, man, if more people would look at it like that. It's sad to win by yourself.
100%.
It's sad.
And you can't do everything by yourself.
You can't. I seen a podcast that Kevin Hart was talking about. He says, "Man, when I do everything about my team. I do it about my team because why do I want to win by myself? So I'm up here and I have all of this and all my people are down here. Why do I want to win by myself? So I do everything based off where it's convenient for my whole team, so we can all win and not feel lonely." He says, because I'm gonna go make all this money and then feel lonely because my people couldn't come with me.
Right.
I mean, and I there's other people in the industry that I know that think like that. I know I keep bringing him up, but Basio, I know he's one of those guys. I hear him all the time. He says, I want to bring my people with me,
right,
so we can win together.
But that's the right mentality.
Yes.
Because like now, imagine you're putting 10 people in one room, 10 different capitals.
Mm-hmm.
It gets so big to a certain point that everybody could invest something, and it's gonna be bigger
yes,
than just one person. And then now you're just bringing a whole team to do it. Look, you got your boy here helping you out.
Yep.
With our system here.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we need that.
Yep.
You need that help, and it brings that bond. And not you're just not helping that one person.
Mm-hmm.
You're helping whoever's behind him.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I see that.
And it goes generation on, right? Because if you help him, he might be able to help his parents or help
100%.
his spouse or whatever it is. So I feel like I hope nobody's being egotistic and keeping stuff to itself, because I see it a lot in the industry where a lot of people just do stuff for themselves.
Right.
But it's awesome, man, that you're thinking like that you want to bring a platform like that to be able to bring people together.
Appreciate that.
All right. So, my man Herb, with no further ado, if you have anything else that you want to speak about, if we spoke about your goals, we spoke about your beginnings, we spoke about your father on the doubts, and look at you now and everything that you've been able to accomplish, the companies that you've been with, and where you're going.
Right? Now that before we end it, now I want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
What are your goals? What do you got coming?
I got my goal is to take this channel to be able to travel and collect more stories and be able to be an impact and collaborate with big companies, and I'm working off of faith, man. Honestly, like I said, I'm not monetizing, I'm not making any money, but ideally I want to make a team that I'm able to bring with me and just record and be able to collect stories and make it count. Most importantly for my family, right?
Sure.
And you see me, man. I've been I've been doing stuff around the industry for the longest. Not everybody knows me, but the
Right.
ones that know that I've always been
For
genuine.
sure.
I'm not trying to do anything for clout or anything like that.
Right.
It's more about is just how can I connect? So that's why I came and I switched my ways. I was hosting. I'm on stage. I'm talking, but people were knowing me, but I wasn't knowing the people. Right, so I've been working on this project for about like 5 years now, and I finally just decided to jump all in and just say just whatever. I'm just gonna make it happen. With the idea to be able to have conversations like these and be genuine and be able to get to know people.
For sure.
Like, bro, like how long have we known each other? But
Years now.
we've never had
Never
a
had
conversation like this.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I missed out on so much. This is why I was telling you. Some people go to shows, but they feel lost, and that I was one of those guys because a lot of people, hey, but I've never had an opportunity to have a real one-on-one conversation or a conversation to where it's really productive, and we're not. And I'm not just talking about my family or talking about people's problems or anything like that. I'm not interested in that. Ideally, my thing is, how can I have conversations that'll elevate conversations that I'm able to brainstorm with people and come out with a conclusion to make something happen.
Right.
And like I see a lot of guys that are like now that I'm looking more into it. I missed out on Marvin Marv for so many years, and Marvin Marv is doing great
Amazing.
stuff.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? I just started watching Marvin Marv not too long ago. I seen his skits and stuff like that, but I'm like, wow. So there is other people like that thinking like me. But ideally,
and there's also, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's also people that would think be like, oh, Marv, he's just barbers.
Yes. Yeah.
From that barbers, look at where he lead to. He had that vision, which is what you're doing now, what you're saying.
And I believe that he's able to do a lot more. Obviously, he's not in the area that he's at. I don't think he has the advantage that we have in this area, right? Because we know that in this side of Florida, in Florida, we have so much going on with barbering. So I think that's a disadvantage that he has. But he's doing awesome, you know.
He's doing great.
And I just, like I said, it's not that I'm trying to copy anything from nobody because I didn't know that he was doing stuff like that. But yeah, my goal is to be able to impact, man, and like I said, get together with like-minded people.
Yeah, and it's not even copying, to be honest. It's just feeding from you. It's like like me, for example, I will go stand in front of you. If you're educating, you just implement it your way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that doesn't mean that you just if you know how to receive,
mm-hmm.
and you just give it back, in your own standpoint,
mm-hmm.
in your way, which is what you're doing now. You got a vision. Go for it.
Yeah.
Just keep going. But the difference is consistency.
Yep.
That's the hardest part. Is the consistency that comes with every single job you do. Yeah, we could stay consistent behind the chair, but content is a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
Can we stay consistent with it?
It's hard.
It's hard, right?
It's hard, but it's not impossible.
Exactly.
And but I'm holding myself accountable. I actually got my son doing a podcast too. He's
amazing.
But it fuels me. Because I understand that we understand that iron sharpens iron. The people around you are the ones that are going to motivate you. So for me, it's a motivation to have my son be doing it, right? Because I can say, well, if he's doing it, then and he did it because I started doing it. Now I have. It's like you doing push-ups, and your son's doing push-ups next to you. I can't give up.
Yeah,
I can't
100%.
do it because now he's watching me. If I give up, he's gonna be like, Dad, but what happened?
He's gonna give up. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So. And not only because of that, I really want to do it, but it fuels me to see him doing stuff like 100%. That. So just now it's like when I see him, I say, man, I gotta keep up. You know what I mean?
We have to. We got family, bro. We got family.
But yeah, ideally one day, man, if I'm able to move back a little bit from the chair and do it because I love it and not so much because I need to.
Right.
It changes the perspective, right? And it
100%.
changes the way of doing stuff.
Which I think that's why these are all the little. I feel like it's a tree, right? Like you start the root, and then you got all these little things that you got to, to try to slow down from the behind the chair.
Mm-hmm.
It takes. We was talking about it earlier. It takes a toll in our body.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that people don't see. It takes a whole toll in our body, and So it's little things that we trying to do to slow it down, because we're not getting younger, we're getting older. I'm 37. I
For
just turned
sure.
37. I don't know how old are you now?
36.
See, we're getting older, and I'm
36,
starting to
bro.
feel little things. You wake up, you don't wake up off that bed so fast
Yes,
now.
sir.
So it's like, and it's like, I'm a little heavy set, so it's a little tough, but we just got to keep pushing and try to do other things to elevate, right? And
Yeah.
it's not to be better than anybody. You're trying to do it for yourself, for your
Yep.
family,
Yep.
for the people surrounding you,
And I think that's what got to me. If I don't know if you've seen, I was gone for, like, off of the media for like a year.
yeah.
So it really got to me. I felt at one point there was so much fake around me.
Yeah.
At one point I couldn't take it anymore, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break. I'm losing time from my family. I just took that time to reevaluate myself. Like I said, I don't know if you've seen, I was educating with a group of guys, and we went out to Cleveland and a couple places like that. That inspired me a lot, because ideally I wanted to knock some sense into barbers. I don't care about the best haircuts.
Right.
Never
No.
been my, it's really just spreading in my knowledge and the books that I've read,
sure.
and the information that I know, to be able to, the little bit that I know, because I'm not saying that I know it all,
and
right?
you're creating. To be honest, if you're giving back that the what you're trying to create another kind of, like, I don't want to say it like that, but like another, like, spreading what Nino knows.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I feel when I do it. Like, I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna try to give back the most that I know. Obviously, we only got a certain amount of time that you could give it, and sometimes I feel like I want to give more, but I can't, because I'm cut down on time. But at the same time, it's like, you just got to keep doing it.
Yep.
Got to keep doing it.
So that's what we're here, man. Look, right now I finish up this podcast with you. I ride 4 hours and a half back home.
Look at that.
No
Sacrifices, bro.
sacrifices, but I gotta make them count, like we were talking about earlier. So if you ever see me around and you see me not doing nothing, man, hold me accountable to it. Yeah, I mean,
for sure. I gotta take a break from social media myself too.
We all need those friends that hold you accountable.
For sure.
And that's what I'm looking for. The genuine people that really care for you. Be like, hey, man.
And don't take it in the wrong way.
No, I'm not that type of person. Bro.
Because some people, you try, hey, I seen this, and you trying to be that good person. That's the crazy part. That we trying to be the real one and be like, look, like, yo, like, wake up, or this or that,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's not that we trying to, like, criticize you or hating or nothing like that. Because I personally, genuinely, I could say in front of God, bro, I'll be trying to see everybody do good, because there's enough in this world for everybody to do good.
Everybody, yep.
There's enough for everybody to do good, bro.
They need more of us. There's too many bad people out there. We need more good people on this side.
In this world, man. But, that's what we got to keep grinding.
Yeah. And we all know that, and not everybody's going to like that, right? Probably, you go be good, right? That people are going to come see this video and be like, you go be good.
It's true, though.
Only punks do that, right?
But, hey, you just got to keep pushing. What can we do? If anything, I'm going to feed off of that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let them sleep on that. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, man, it's been a privilege, man, to have you here.
It was a pleasure, bro.
Like I said, we've known each other for quite a while, but we've never had this opportunity to have a conversation. Maybe you never thought that I was this type of person, because everybody puts an image to what I used to do, which was hosting. So everybody that's like, oh, he's the hype man. No, and then I started valuing I said, I don't want to be known for the hype, man. That's not enough. There's bigger goals, there's bigger things behind it. So hopefully we can do bigger stuff later on, right?
For sure.
All right, so,
you never know what this is gonna take
sir.
us, and that's what it's about, helping each other out, bro.
Yes, sir.
And that's why we're here.
So
you hit me up, and I'll say we're here, baby.
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming out. You spending some time out away from your family. So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow Herb on the media, Herb the barber, and his barbershop. Obviously, you'll see it on the screen. You got Invictus podcast studios that let us use the studio. Like I said, much love. If you're ever looking for a podcast studio in the area of Fort Lauderdale, Coconut Creek, Boca Raton, this is your spot. Make sure you check it out. Don't forget to follow us on This Is Nino TV. And don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button. comment for and let us know how we're doing in the channel and how we can better this. All right. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Take care, yo.